Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 24. It is now time for round 13 of our Moto3 career mode, and it is time for another rainy wet weather race, but this time it's in the Aragon GP. We're starting from the back of the grid and we're going to be using the hardest difficulty in the game. Let's crack on. So here we go then, from the back of the grid, electronics all sorted out and adjusted. We'll wait for the red lights to disappear, and away we go. Right then, this could be a challenge. I haven't touched Aragon since the Takaki Nakagami video, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It was a fantastic video. Highly recommend you check it out. But for me, I didn't even touch practice, didn't do qualifying. I just started at the back of the grid, hardest difficulty in the game, and just absolutely went for it. So I'm looking forward to this one, to be honest. I'm not looking forward to the concept of Suzuki leading the race right now, because that is taking away points from my championship challenge as we dive into the left-hand side there. Goodness me, got really close to track limit warnings, but we are able to get through on Noah Detweiler, and we are now up into the top 12. So 50% of the grid already beaten, already going in to turn number 7. Ooh, look at Noah going in the inside. Whoa! I know a guy who can make a move, and apparently it's Detweiler. Beautifully done, but sadly ran a little bit too deep for himself. So as we now dive into the right-hand side for the corkscrew, it's going to get messy this, but we're able to squeeze through on Joshua Watling, through on the man from Surrey, and now up to 10th place, but he's coming back on through, isn't he? Bit of a nudge there from the MLav Racing team, but we do hold our own, and the championship leader is now up to 10th place. Right then, the braking point. I'm going to brake roughly around that 150 metre mark. I think that's going to be a good spot to hit on the anchors. Looks to have paid off rather well as we now dive in to the right hand of a turn 13. Oh, I've just realised who's behind us. Taio Furusato. You know how quick he's been the past couple of races. Of course, he had a few mistakes as well. Cast your minds back. Oh, I cut the apex. Is that a regular overtake? An irregular overtake? So does that mean I'm going to have to drop a position? Did not mean to do that. I was not actually trying to achieve. I wanted to go for that tight apex, but without cutting the corner, because as you see, we have been given a track limit warning as we now go late on the brakes. Ooh, losing a bit of grip going into turn 16. Out of the entire circuit of Aragon, this is the corner that troubles me the most. I always have difficulties with turn 16. It's just not really my nature of corner to get right. I like to go hard on the brakes and then slowly turn in. For a prime example would be turn 1 right here. Nice and firm on the brakes, tight to the apex, and power out. Wasn't quite exactly what I wanted to show you there. It'll do. The idea and the concept was definitely there, but I just didn't put it to work when I went into turn 1 just a moment ago. That's a bit deep now for the Carlos Checker corner. That is going to cost me time. The problem with turn 3, that is a momentum corner. And if you lose the momentum, you put yourself in a perilous spot for the next couple of corners. We're able to regain some confidence there. Taio Furusato's popped up twice now for the MotoGP Stewards track limits. There is a lot of track limits popping up on the screen right now. Is that at least 9 riders? I think around 9 or 10 riders have just been given a metaphorical slap on the wrist in Sector 1. There could be a lot of long lap penalties in this one. Could be very interesting. Now, since we're up to 5th place, now this is something I noticed in Silverstone. I'm able to get through in the pack and we're all bunched together. Using the slipstream, using them as braking markers, it's very easy to follow and attack. But when you have this gap here of something like 1 second, or as what it was, 2 seconds to Matteo Bertelli, things get a little bit difficult to then catch up to the rider ahead. Jose Antonio Rueda has now been given 2 track limit warnings on this lap alone. He is guaranteed a long lap penalty in this one. I would put money on it. In fact, he's not that far ahead of me, actually. I thought we were further behind this. No, we're 5th place, but just felt like we weren't that far away to Bertelli, but to the others, I thought there might have been a bigger gap. And looking at it, the podium position is not out of the cards yet. Of course, don't forget, podiums in pretty much every single round barring 1, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Was that the Silverstone GP? I think that's the only race I didn't finish on the podium. Of course, taking out Colin Via was a mistake of mine. Took a long lap penalty for that. And, of course, I abused the track limits, and I also had a long lap penalty for that. So I'm on a bit of a bad streak at the moment with long lap penalties. I seem to just keep getting them. I even had one in the Red Bull Ring of Austria. So since I had the first, and ironically, the craziest thing about this is the penalty I got for the long lap penalty was never actually a penalty. The game didn't give me a penalty for taking out tyre for Osaka and Assen. I took that by myself, and since that point, we have had a long lap penalty every single race. So today I aim to nip that in the bud and to stop getting long lap penalties, because it is not helping our championship challenge. And I do strongly believe the reason for that is because we are starting from the back of the grid, and I'm having to make a lot of lunges and overtakes to stay at the front, or to get to the front, should I say. But lovely move from Joel Esteban. Now I need to try and get back on through of the number 78. Interesting line there. Joel ran it a little bit deep, and I was able to take over for 5th position. But that is not helping our charge to catch up to the Viennese Snipers rider ahead of us in 4th place. The Rivercold Snipers team 1.8 seconds ahead is Matteo Bertelli. As we dive onto the apex there for turn 12. Very difficult corner to get right there. I love this corner. And you know what? I would have said probably 2 years ago that I was glad to see the back of Aragon. But since it was absent in MotoGP 23's career mode, I actually begun to miss it. And now it's back, and I'm using it with the Moto 3 machines. I tried Moto 2 a couple of weeks ago as well. It's really fun. And I've really become to love and appreciate the circuit not far from Alcañiz, the circuit of Teruel, I do believe, Aragon GP. So, into the left-hand side, we are now 1.3 behind Matteo Bertelli. It looks like Holgado and Rueda are battling it out for 2nd place, and oh no, our favourite Japanese rider, Tayo Furusato, has found us here, and he's pushing me onto the curb, cheeky bugger. Did you see that? He shoved me onto the curb, tried to get on through, and for some reason I've lost sound. Oh, that is not what you want to happen when you're racing here in Aragon. I'm going to have to fix that. I don't know what's happened here. The headset's tied. Hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's crack on once again. Oh my god. The worst thing possible is having no sound. In fact, I don't know what's worse actually, having no screen or no sound. I would probably say both are just as bad as each other. I have raced before without sound. That happened once in a live stream where the sound was completely cut out and it was damn near impossible to continue, but we did. And I think I've had that before as well in the past for other stuff, and yeah, it's just no way. I know in the past as well, if I've not taken a screenshot for a video, let's say for example, and I need to jump on and do a screenshot or two, sometimes I'll just pick a track, go onto the bike and get some good angles, but sometimes I might do it without my headset on because maybe I'm busy doing something else or without sound, and honestly, it's a nightmare just even trying to ride around the track without sound. But yeah, quick digression there, sorry for that. I hate interrupting my own videos with anything that isn't action, so I've edited that so it's it will be edited so it's shorter and quick to the point. But yeah, I absolutely hate it when my videos or anything like that is unnecessarily in the video that doesn't need to be. So like for example, this is really off topic now, but I've got myself on a tangent here whilst I catch up to Matteo Bertelli, but things apart the video that could be edited that aren't. So for example, if I'm sitting there faffing around with menus or I don't know, changing setup or something, not like a change setup anyway, everything's on default, it doesn't need to be in the video. I can explain it to you no problem without having to then edit that bit in or change something, as I've completely messed up now for turn 16. Oh, this is going heck to a handbasket, ladies and gentlemen. It's all going Pete Tong here in Aragon. But look at the drive we got though. Considering we ran it deep there, we got a monumental drive, and we actually improved on the lap time. Might be able to get through on Tayo here, actually. Why not let it fly? Late on the brakes, as much as you possibly dare. Bit of nudging into turn 1. Beautiful. No prevaricating around the bush there, ladies and gentlemen. We managed to push him wide and get through. A little bit aggressive. Oh, look at that. Who's that? That's Joel Esteban. Oh, he did abuse track limits there. That was a good effort though, nonetheless. Fair play to Esteban, but one thing I can say is that, yeah, the problem on that previous lap with the sound disappearing, me making a mistake, and waffling on about editing, I think we actually lost a bit of momentum whilst catching up to Matteo Bertelli. He's having a cracking race as well. I must give him major props for this one, because we haven't seen either of those riders, Bertelli or Almanza, up there anywhere near the top 5, probably since we did the debut season with the CIP Green Power KTM in the Chang International Circuit. I don't think we've seen him since. Unbelievable. Well, it is good to see him up there anyway as we leave the Marquez corner now into turn 11. I'll try and brake later here into turn 12. I think that's it's a good angle. Oh, look at that! Oh, Joel Esteban. He fancied a lunge. Good to see him, as we're definitely seeing the better, or the best, should I say, of Level Up's rider, MTA Joel Esteban. And in fact, look at him. He's right there. He's on me like white on rice. He is determined to get on through. Fair play to the young Spaniard. Is he going to get past us on the long straight? And each and every time we faff around and make mistakes and infight, we're getting further and further away from Bertelli. And then, of course, you've got to look at the likes of Tatsuki-san leading by 7 seconds. That's unbelievable. There's absolutely nothing I can do about that. Look at Taio Furusato. Oh, big nudge as well. He's got the speed. Tries to go the long way around, but I'm going to go back up on the inside. Just really having a good look at the Honda there as well. Into the left-hand side for turn 1. We are closing in on Matteo Bertelli, so we could be seeing Bertelli going backwards. It does look to be possible that we'll get through on him soon. Here goes Taio Furusato going around the outside. Ooh, a bit of a nudge going into turn 4. Rueda and Holgado are still battling out, so I'm not going to count us out for a podium just yet. A couple of seconds is the difference to the man in second and third. I think we can still get a podium here, but we've got to make short work of Bertelli. Going wide there for turn 7 is only costing me time. It's not binding time, so we've got to sort that out as we now go into the right-hander. But I do feel, yep, Taio's coming through. That's putting me in a tough spot, but we're going to ride around the outside, ride the crest of a wave to go into turn 9 to hold on to 5th place. You know what? I'm just as bad as they are. I am just as bad as they are. I am literally infighting with them after complaining about infighting. I am the worst. I cannot. I need to get past Taio though, because I want to get back. Why not go around the outside, the long way round into turn 12? It's kind of worked. If we hold on to this line going into 14, then I would say it worked. It did, but look how this battle is materializing here on lap 6. Yes, that is an excellent escape into the left-hand side with the slipstream. There's no doubt in my mind that we'll be through and we'll have that coveted 4th position. Look at that, round the outside. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Bit deep though, that's not beautiful. I've made a big mistake there, my apologies, but I think I've still managed to hold on to the advantage which we have. And we're now ready to start attacking the lap times to see if we can catch up to Holger. Look at that, 2 seconds though. That is going to cost me time. A tremendous amount of time. I'm really on the limits now as well, actually. Improving those lap times all the time. Nowhere near Tatsuki-san's time though. He's on a 2:08. My God. So as we now dive into the right-hander, how much time can we take away from Danny Holgado and Jose Antonio Rueda? Can we get through? Oh, Taio Furusato's been given... Oh, he's been given a long lap penalty. Wow. Is he going to take it? That's the question. Is he going to take it immediately? Because surely he'll know. Ricardo Rossi's been told to drop a position as well. MotoGP stewards well and truly on it here in Aragon. We now lunge into the right hand. I'm really curious to see if Taio does it here. Keep an eye on the left-hand side. He's dropping positions. Yes, he must be doing it now then. Just seen him in the distance. Tell you what, replay on the right-hand side of your screen. There's Taio Furusato going for it now. Nicely done. Got to try and keep it in. That's if there's a circuit you do not want to get along that penalty on, it's this one here. This one and India, because in India for some reason it's not even in the game. But for actual MotoGP and for racing that have along that penalty lines, yeah, you don't want to take it in Aragon. It is a monumental size, and it will really lose you time. I wouldn't mind betting now that he's lost around 3.5 seconds. That's a lot of time to lose in one along that penalty. Now, as all that was kicking off, we've actually pulled in a couple of tenths here onto the duo ahead of us. So this is still very much game on. And there's absolutely no reason that we can't win this what am I talking about? Finish on the podium if these two fight. And every single time they battle, and every single time we get onto the power and we get that momentum going and brewing, we'll be that step closer. And our podium streak can start again, ladies and gentlemen. Wonder how long it can continue this time. Probably as much as it did in MotoGP 23 with the factory Ducati, of course. Joshua Watley been given a track limit warning. Look how close we are now. 0.8 of a second we took away from them. Someone's gone down to sector 1. I don't know who that is, but as we now dive into the right-hand side... Oh, Rueda's gone! What? How did he crash? That looks so strange. He looked like he just dropped the front. Well, that is a gift, isn't it? That gift was wrapped up and delivered with a first-class service. Thank you to Jose Rueda. I can't believe he's done that. Look at that. That's a very strange crash, I tell you. Oh, I think he joined the circuit as well and bumped Angel Piqueras, which then in turn bumped Scott Ogden. There could be a lot of long lap penalties coming in here for Rueda if he's not careful. I think he's caused a catastrophe behind us. Incident for Rueda, just a warning, so he got away with that a little bit. But yeah, wow. I mean, that was a gift card. It was a gift card, wasn't it, from Jose Antonio Rueda? Love to shop vouchers if they still do those. Oh, Boazeri's gone down. He's out of this Grand Prix. Ooh, was that too tight? It was. Second track limit warning coming in here in Aragon. And I tell you who has gone. Tatsuki Suzuki. He has gone and won this race by a mile. 9 seconds is the man on board the Husqvarna. He is on a mission. Now, the interesting part is I read a comment a few days ago that I think it was from Ore Waneko. Apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly. But has he mentioned the fact that I called out Tatsuki-san for having lackluster performances recently, and all of a sudden now he's absolutely on fire. So he's proving me wrong after my sort of inappropriate comments, let's say. So yeah, fair play to Tatsuki Suzuki, and shout out to Ore Waneko. I certainly hope I pronounced that right. Probably didn't, but hey ho, I gave it a try. So why not let it fly? And in fact, why not extend the shout out to give a shout out to MotoGP Nation? Also left me a comment asking for a shout out a few days ago. So yeah, shout out to you as well. Anyone else wants one? Let me know in the comment section down below. I just hope you've been subscribed long enough to warrant a fantastic shout out. So we're now on lap number 9 and we're 1.3 seconds away from catching up to Daniel Holgado. I just noticed that Jose Antonio Rueda, probably after he's seen the replay a moment ago, just got a long lap penalty. So I think he might have done something inexplicable or inexcusable to receive such a penalty. Whoa, where did Alonso come from? Has he been I did not even notice him chasing me down. He's already up there, up to 3rd place. Well, we've got the same situation as earlier on, like we had with Esteban. We need to work together, or just move out the way and let me catch up to Holgado. I know I have the speed to catch up to the number 96. I have been doing it for a lot of laps now to catch up to Patelli, who's down to 8th. Good to see teammate David Munoz up to 6th place. Oh, look at that late on the brakes. Oh my god, I thought I'd outbrake myself there, but we're going to go round the outside. Not quite good enough. David Alonso a little bit more aware than the overtake we did compared to Tayo Furusato. So we're through as we nudge him onto the curb. Keep it in tight. And hopefully now we can start really closing on a Holgado. You know what? That corner there, it does allow us to just bring the gap down every single lap. We're just getting closer and closer to the FS250s, to the both of the Husqvarna motorcycles ahead of the pack. 1 second is the difference. The one thing I need to avoid is having David Alonso get involved and spoil the party. Considering this is a Spanish GP as well, only one Spaniard in the top 2, or on the podium, let's be honest. Right now, that's not something you see very often, but of course the Japanese in my MotoGP 24 career mode have been superb so far this season. Of course, 2nd and 3rd, respectively, in the Championship Challenge. Now, the rain appears to have stopped. This could either be in my favour or absolutely against me. We've got every opportunity now to catch up to Holgado. I know that AI don't tend to respond too well. I know they did in MotoGP 23, but not so much in 24. They don't respond that well to the changes of temperature and changes of conditions. So I think this could be the blessing in disguise for us. My only concern is that this race will eventually get red flagged as David Alonso moves on through. So we've got to be smart here. We need to make sure that we're ahead of Alonso, and we need to ensure that we catch up to Danny Holgado quickly. Look at that up in the inside for turn 9. That is not a overtake taken lightly. That's a brilliant move, and the gap is coming down. It's about the same as it was to start the lap, but here in the final sector I do feel we are significantly quicker. The interesting part is how much time we're taking away from our previous laps. Tatsuki-san is now into 2 minutes 7 territory. I don't doubt that we can get close to that, but in the mid 208s. Could even be quicker though. Look at that time we're pulling in now into the right hand side for turn 14. Very tight to the apex. Downshift to first gear, but be careful if you do that. If you try and replicate my performance here today, be very careful with dropping down to first gear in that left-hander there. It can be perilous to get onto the power prematurely in the wet conditions and set the motorcycle flying in the air. The gap has now come down to 0.6 of a second. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a fight here for second place, but I do fear that Holgado might be able to just hold on, because once we conclude this lap, and if it gets red flagged from there, it will be red flagged, and the race will not be restarted due to the amount of laps we've completed. 2/3 race distance is the problem for us right now, but Alonso up on the inside. Clever and brave lunge from the Colombian, but I'm not going to take it lightly. I'm going to try and fight back immediately on the number 80. Gotta say, this is excellent riding from Alonso, but we're not doing each other any favours. We could be up there in second right now if we just stop messing around. I know I'm as bad as he is, and as we get closer and closer, a little track limit warning there, just ever so slightly allowing that rear Pirelli tyre just to touch the outside of the circuit. David Munoz, who's up to 6, has now got a track limit warning for himself. Nice and tight to the apex. Look at this gap, it's coming down. Oh, but Alonso's still rapid. Leave me alone, David. I'm trying to catch up to Danny. Oh, no. Oh, that's an aggressive lunge. I'm going to fight back here into the left-hand side. Oh, I just touched the apex. This is getting messy. And I'm not far away from a track limit warning here. So, a long lap penalty. So I've got to be careful here. Back up at the inside to secure second place. All this messing around is costing us time. Danny Holgado's, 9/10 of a second here. We've got to make sure we get it absolutely bang on into turn 12 to put us closer and closer to the rear tyre of Holgado. No! Oh my god, I was so close to the apex there. I got a long lap penalty. Oh, but it's right. It's alright. The red flag's out, and I think it's just saved me. My goodness. That's a bit disappointing that we didn't get the... Wait, what? Hang on. We got the long lap penalty. But it was... But the race concluded. Hang on. The race ended after the 2/3 race distance. That lap was not completed. Therefore, anything that happened in that lap did not matter. I can't believe that. The game actually gave me a long lap penalty, even though that lap no longer existed in technicality form. That is absolute rubbish. I can't believe that. I finished in 6th. Well, that's a shocker. Tatsuki Suzuki's just taking a few more points away from me. Well, we'll discuss that in the comments section, but I've got to say, that's disappointing. As that lap no longer counted, so even if I crashed on that lap, I would still finish in 3rd. Ah, that's silly. That's annoying. It is what it is. I've got to stop doing... that's a bloody third race in a row of a lot of penalties. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed. Chat to you in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh, hi. Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.